evil.
If it's Wednesday and it's noon and it's Facebook, we know what we're doing. We're doing the High Noon Hemp Show. Live, of course, on Facebook. If you want it on demand, you can find it by searching Jedi Hemp on YouTube. I'm still hearing a TV beach.
What is going on there?
Got some excess audio. There we go.
If you guys don't want to listen to Fringe on the High Noon Hemp Show, I should probably turn that off.
Copyright infringement issues we don't want to get into.
It's that very well could be the case as well.
Joe Claire, he is Beach. He is at Hemp Quarters in Sharonville. It is the season 4 finale. We've been doing this on Facebook Live almost a year now. September 5th will be our official 1-year anniversary. There's also a somber time in the cannabis industry and the hemp industry, which Beach will tell you more about. But overall, Beach, how are things in the world of Hemptations?
Chugging right along in the world of Hemptations. Welcome everyone to that's right, the season finale, season 4, episode 12 of the High Noon Hemp Show. I sit high in the Hemp Quarters above the Sharonville location. And it is true that the hemp world has been saddened over the last couple weeks, honestly, and I've been meaning to about some recent.
There we go.
Some recent. Whoops! Did we glitch it? We glitched it. I heard that.
Bit. Beach is back.
A little bit. I am back. But we've had a couple cannabis warriors fallen in the last couple weeks. The first one has led just absolutely one heck of a fascinating life. Noel Van Schaik, and I think I'm pronouncing his name right. He is a cannabis warrior that has been in the industry for a long time. He opened up. He started out as a young man. He was a bodybuilder, moved his way all the way up to the head of the Dutch bodybuilding team. And if you ever see any pics of him or most pics, he's big. He's still kind of a big dude. And an interesting thing, he got in financial problems, robbed a bank, and went to prison for 4 years. When he got out of prison, he started 3 coffee shops in Haarlem, the Netherlands. Willie Wortels. I'm sorry. If you're in the area over there, again, we're talking about a pioneer in all of that industry over there, in so much that he was actually the first person to open up a cannabis cafe or a cannabis spot in Britain. And this happened in the 2000s. And he was the first person never done. This had never happened before in the entire country of Britain. And he did it. I don't know how that turned out in the long run. I didn't get that far in my investigating his fascinating life. But again, definitely a warrior in the personal use movement in Europe, as far as cannabis goes. And he also had the Global Hemp Museum. Recently on one of my posts, of course she's going to start doing that. Recently on one of my posts, go lay down. I posted again, that world's largest selection of hemp products in the world personally. And someone came back and they said, wait a minute, what about Noel Van Schaik? And I said, no, possibly he would, there's no doubt about it, give me a run for my money with his hemp collection. Because, again, he did have a hemp museum, and he had the Global Hemp Museum for a long time. And so once again, being all things hemp, he also got into the cannabis tourism industry. And one reason is I'll show this picture of his pool. This is probably the coolest pool on the planet. By the way, if I put a pool in, my pool would have tile just like that. But he's recently Noel lived in around Barcelona in Spain. And if you don't know, Barcelona is very cannabis friendly if you're a resident. And so you, as a resident, you have access to personal use cannabis in the city and around the city. And so he was outside of there. I believe that you could rent this house where this pool was and then come and enjoy a cannabis vacation. It was someone supplying you with the cannabis that you wanted and being surrounded by hemp and cannabis related stuff. And so, again, truly dedicated his life to the cannabis plant. You can almost say that he got his life straight through cannabis, in my opinion, because as his history goes, you might have thought it was the other way around. He got in all this cannabis stuff and then went to prison for the cannabis stuff. That's not how it was. He got out of prison and then straightening up his life, dedicated it to cannabis, and therefore, bettered himself in the world, regardless of what you think about the evil weed. If you think that, I doubt you're watching the show and you think that, but if you do, by the way, you're wrong.
Stumbled on the wrong show.
That's right. He moved things forward in a way that was beyond most humans, beyond most hemp warriors, in my opinion. This last pick is the reason that Noel and I actually started contacting. I contacted him because of the Greenco hemp products. And we'll get to more of that in the show as the show progresses. We try to get a little bit in every segment for these guys. But we've been carrying these products for a while now, and I contacted and we were emailing back and forth and talking that way because of the Greenco products. And so you can see it just says, I just rolled the greenest, most ecological joint in our universe. I used a Greenco Eco paper, a filter tip, a hemp line rolling tray, a hemp line grinder, and buds and hash from hemp line containing a hemp line joint cone coming from hemp plastic flight case. It tastes like a breath of green air. Video will follow soon. So I'm sure if you go on YouTube and whatnot, again, there is no lack of Noel's impact and history on cannabis on the internet. And so if you just Google him, you will find all kinds of stuff. Again, I believe he was arrested a couple times for cannabis, again, like personal use stuff as they were protesting some law changes somewhere over the years too. And so again, he put himself out there. He wasn't just standing behind the lines either. He was out there when I think things were trying to change in the Netherlands or in, possibly in Britain when they were trying to change things there. He was there marching with people and doing that. That hemp shirt, by the way, is an Island hemp shirt, which unfortunately I have a pair of pants somewhere. And again, I don't know what happened to those. I have to find those. I have a pair of pants that were a dark color that was kind of like that. But that's the Island hemp wear stuff. So once again, he's wearing a hemp shirt in this picture as well. And, I think he was truly dedicated to cannabis for all of its benefits and pushing it forward for all of its purposes. And he will be sorely missed in the hemp world. But I will say made an impact that his impact will never be missed, to be honest with you. He has probably sent more people in the right direction in cannabis. And, his legacy will live on for a long time. And so he passed a couple weeks ago, unexpectedly as well. Again, the cannabis world is saddened by his loss, but will forever be impacted by his life. In other sad news, and unfortunately, hemp plastic related, which really makes these two passings kind of just like, I just want to shake my head, because hemp plastic is like, it's what I am passionate about replacing the plastic in the world with hemp plastic, and to lose a couple hemp plastic leaders is very unfortunate. The second is Mark Linde. And this first picture is a picture of the company that he started, which is Green Spring Technologies. These are items that I got at, I think it was NoCo 2. Shortly after Mark started Green Spring Technologies and started using hemp plastic 3D printing, they started, I believe, with 3D printing. And you may notice the hemp flag there, and we'll see more pictures of this in a minute, is the same plastic hemp flag that sits over my shoulder every day on the show. That hemp plastic flag has been in every episode of the High Noon Hemp Show. Pretty sure of that. And so, again, I met Mark out there. We started doing business together. As far as we try to sell whatever he has available. Later in this show, I will be showing my personal collection of hemp plastic. Doing so and supporting him. I think the next picture is probably a picture of Mark and a couple other cannabis warriors. So Mark's in the middle there. You got Morris Beagle to his right in the picture, and the Rick Trojan from the High Noon Hemp Show. And again, this was probably at NoCo. Morris being the organizer of NoCo, which is huge as far as hemp goes. And then again, Mark, I remember when I met Mark at NoCo, he had a table set up with a printer on it and the items that they were printing and what they were doing and what they could do at the time, and how they are, moving forward with the hemp plastic. Again, that was 4 years ago or so. I'm going to say 3 years ago, I think. And again, I cannot stress enough how much we need to be using and making hemp plastic a reality in our everyday life in this world, because it's a renewable resource for and biodegradable. And so any of those hemp plastic materials, if you're done with them, you can feel free about just chucking them in the ground, and they'll break down and give everything back to the earth that may have been taken in the process of making them. And so, that's why hemp plastic is such a superior idea to about 60% of the plastics that we have right now in the world. I think that, one of the things that I used to do with Mark, of course, and I'm sure he got this from a lot of people, was we'd be emailing back and forth, and then, I'd be shooting him ideas like, how about some hemp plates or some hemp forks, and then I, always follow that up, like, you don't have a million ideas already. But, and I think that, again, I think that we're on the track to try to replace some of those everyday items with hemp plastic, as well as could commission any job. I sure hope that for Green Spring Technology, that Mark's legacy lives on in the company, and you can continue to go there and invest in hemp plastic materials. You'll see once again, he did a lot of personalized nameplate. You can go there now if the site's still up, and hopefully, get a personalized nameplate or a card holder or anything, and you could commission work at $4.20 an hour. And so whatever design or item you wanted them to come up with, that's what they would charge you to print it, $4.20 an hour. 3 hours, items, $12, and again, and so, I hope that, he had people in place trained, to carry out the company. I know that he had some younger children, I believe, which saddens me worse. I do want to say I saw a picture of Noel and his daughter, and they look, identical to each other, that's for sure. But I think Mark had some young kids maybe, which is just, even sadder for all of it. Again, passed unexpectedly, and was a shock to the hemp world over here in America, probably as much as Noel's passing was a shock in Europe. And so someone who will be sadly missed because of his innovation, because of his motivation for ecology. And here he is. There's one of the little 3D printers there with some of the items that they have. I'm sure this was very similar to the booth that they had set up at NOCO, and that he would be using run around the country showing off his wares, and hopefully getting people to invest in hemp plastic for whatever purpose that they think they want to invest in hemp plastic for. Because once again, as a environmental issue, it's such a great product. And Mark was dedicated to not just hemp as an environmental issue, but others. I think they were working on some other, like, I think you can use like recycled coffee and some other stuff as far as what they were, using and making plastic out of, all on a I think on a reuse or an environmental impact. They were really pushing themselves as a hemp plastic company, but we're also looking into other means of environmentally safe plastic 3D printing, and had moved on to injection molding hemp printing as well. And so you'll see here in a minute one of the products that we sell and that I carry every day and carry on me every day is the hemp pen. And they were doing a 3D printed hemp pen, and then they were also doing an injection molding hemp pen, which they could engrave on. And so again, you will see a lot of pictures out there of politicians. I mean, one of the goals was to try to get one of those hemp pens into the hands of any politician that was signing any important hemp legislation. I know Mitch McConnell, I know there's some pictures of him using a hemp pen to sign some stuff and whatnot out there. And so I volunteered to try to get a hemp pen into Governor DeWine's hands. It would have been a Green Spring Technology hemp pen, but we didn't make that work. So if you're a pen person, I would highly look into adding a hemp plastic pen to your collection, so to speak, because again, its uniqueness is incredible, and it's just such a great idea as far as 3D printing plastic or injection molding plastic. And Mark Linde again was a pioneer in both of those things here in the United States. And again, will be just unbelievably missed. I think that, we'll miss Mark more because he was just getting started. I mean, I can't imagine that if he would have had 20 years in hemp plastic, what hemp plastic stuff we'd be using that, we wouldn't even know it, and so I hope that his passion and his motivation and everything that led him to do what he did when he started Green Spring Technology not so long ago lives on somehow, some way. We will continue to support them in any way that we can. To support the family or to support the business, to support hemp plastic, to support moving forward in a better world. Sorely missing those that have gone and given us a better world, specifically with the cannabis plant. And so, again, the cannabis world will sorely miss Noel and Mark, both. In their own ways, and ironically, and I don't know, interesting enough, if they knew each other, but both, once again, related to or pioneers in the hemp plastic world. And again, I feel like that's why I just, it makes it twice as hard on me. And I think, it's, again, they'll both be just unbelievably missed. They're both already missed, sorely missed in the world. There's no doubt about that. And so I say hemp in peace. We will take a 20-second moment of silence for Noel Van Schick and Mark Linde, as we remember them in the cannabis world. Thank you, Noel. Thank you, Mark, for all you've done. All right. This next little clip, we'll get on to more they've done in the show. We're not done with them yet, folks. This next little clip is kind of fun, though. I think I've mentioned on the show before that Bill Cunningham, huge radio personality, probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest radio personality in Cincinnati right now. If it's not my buddy Brian Thomas, wink, wink, Brian Thomas. Anyway, Willie mentioned the store on his show Friday when he was talking to David Yost. And David Yost is the current Attorney General in the state of Ohio. And they were discussing the recent CBD laws and the recent confusion with the marijuana issue and the CBD issue and the testing the flower and all of those things. And I want to preface this because what this sounds like, if you were just listening to this clip, is Willie kind of giving like a subliminal shout out to Hemptations. But what happened was, and I've shortened it down a little bit, what happened was is Willie goes to mention me and he can't remember the name. So he calls the shop Temptations. And he says that a couple times. So he calls us by the wrong name. And I want to tell you that I know that Jimmy, his producer, this is why we have producers, folks, was in his ear, probably screaming at Willie, "It's Hemptations, Willie. It's Hemptations. You know the place. You love the place. Get it right." And so this is the sentence that followed that. And I just put the little graphic up there so I could make it a video. But this is Willie. And again, he's sentenced right after he has mispronounced the name of the stores. And so here it is.
And you buy it, it's tested under Hemptations under a 0.3, it's legal, but a 0.4 makes it illegal. But as a consumer, I don't know if it's a 0.4 or a 0.3 or a 0.2. I have to rely upon what the bottle says.
Good old Willie.
Yeah. And so that almost makes it sound like we're the ones that should be responsible for the testing as well. Because he goes right in the middle of talking to you. And then he remembers.
Take it up with Beach.
Yeah. Then he remembers the name of the store, or I am sure that Jimmy reminded him the name of the store. Nonetheless, thank you, Willie, for loving CBD products, loving and supporting the cannabis industries, and bringing the name of my store up with David Yost, the Attorney General of the state of Ohio. I'm sure somehow that he may have recognized it because there may be a memo on his desk somewhere, from the last 6 months ago, or me challenging them or the board of pharmacies. CBD was illegal and whatnot. I don't.
I'm sure some of those stories got to him. Some of the Cincinnati.com stories and such.
That's right. So anyway, that was kind of fun. Again, I always love it when the local media brings me up and talks about me, especially when it's a good thing. I don't know if anybody ever brings me up in a bad way, but I would be interested. So anyway, now on to the product spotlight here on the High Noon Hemp Show. as promised, we have more products that are a tribute to Noel and Mark, both passing recently. The first, again, these are products that we have in the store, of course. And so on the product spotlight, we do 4 from the store, 1 from my door. So these products you can go into the most locations, hopefully, and buy them and support the hemp plastic part of the world. The first ones are the Greenco products. And again, these, I communicate with Noel and got in touch with these guys. And so we've been carrying their products, I'm going to say probably 2 or 3 years. And we're out of, and you'll see one in a minute, but we're out of the little rolling trays they make as well. But just a couple size containers that they have. And if you look in that jug back there, the little cigarette cone tubes, they make those in a wide range of colors, which, we need to stock up the jar or get a little better because, we have more colors than that you can choose from to put your cone cigarette in and travel safely with it. Again, these are Greenco products, which actually come out of the Netherlands, I believe. And I think that, and I think you can go to Greenco. I don't investigate this, but at one time or another, they were offering hemp filament too for a 3D printer machine, in different colors even. And I never got that far because I don't have a hemp 3D printing, or I don't have a 3D printer yet. But I know they're a resource, or were, and I still, hopefully they are a resource for, hemp filament for 3D printing. So if you want to get a 3D printer and use hemp filament, and there's a couple resources out there to look for, but Greenco is one of them. And again, definitely a pioneer somewhat, although Europe is a lot more friendly to hemp plastic than we are over here. There's a lot of countries that have been using hemp plastic and stuff for 20 years or so, at least 20 or 30 years. And so it's not new to Europe. But the hemp plastic, really pushing the hemp plastic thing is, again, something Greenco is really doing for personal everyday products over in Europe. And they're making their way here as well to the United States. And the second picture, now these are the current Green Springs technology. So like I was telling you about the pens, we have these pens in the stores on the shelves. It just so happens that these are right by the cash register, so everybody comes in and out and buys something and actually get to see these. These are in the Sharonville store. But there's trims. So you've got kind of a silver, gold trim, and then kind of a darker chromy kind of trim. These, I believe, are the 3D printed version. And I need to go and look and see if we got the injection molded or vice versa. I'm not sure. But we did just stock up on these just within the last couple months. Ironically, I was talking to Mark and going back and forth, and I had a project for him, and I'm saddened that I didn't get it to him, not because it didn't get done, but just because who knows in the universe how things go. And so again, these are the current Green Spring Technologies products that we have in the store. You can go in and purchase and support, once again, the hemp plastic. And this is something, again, everyday use. Who wouldn't like a nice hemp pen to carry around for them to use when they need a pen? And so in remembrance and tribute to those guys, there's some products that we continue to sell in the store, both influenced by them. The next one is the Blissful Remedies. I don't think I've actually done these, but this is the Blissful Remedies CBD plus kratom, or kratom plus CBD, I suppose. And so again, kratom or kratom, however you want to pronounce it, is we've been carrying an all natural herb from the Indonesian part of the world that we've been carrying for a long time, that our customers are finding some type of therapeutic relief from and use. And again, it's all natural. But I think using the CBD also helps. And we do sell a lot of this product. And so I think for the customers that need it, they really like the benefit that they get from this product. And I know we just got a fresh batch of this, and it also comes in a shot, kind of one of those little. It looks like a little 2-hour shot or 5-hour shot bottle, but you can also do it in a liquid as well. The last one is one of the oldest companies that we've been buying from, but a brand new line actually, and so. No surprise, the Merry Hempsters have added CBD to their products, which makes all the sense in the world. I can't believe they didn't do it sooner. The fact of the matter is the Merry Hempsters products are very good to begin with, regardless of whether you're using the lip balm. They now have the warming balm with CBD, as well as some new kind of lotions, including CBD. And so, again, we've been carrying the Merry Hempster lip balm and their other balms, their body balms, bump and bruise, and all kinds of things for over 20 years, probably at this point. And of course, they just released this new line of CBD, so we've added it to our line of CBD, whether we need it or not, because they deserve our business. That sounded good. They I should have said that either. That was anyway, and so they deserve our business, and and to have a little bit more, especially with the balms, the rub-on balms, and the lotions. I guarantee you they will be good, because their balms were bump and bruise, and other balms were great before they added CBD to them. So.
Oh, by the way, in the chat area, Amanda from Blissful Botanicals, thanking you for the shout out.
Yes.
Amy
Thank you.
also in the chat room, in the midst of her Norwood campaign. John was in there earlier as well. Welcome.
Thank you,
everyone.
Thanks everybody for watching this tribute episode to some hemp pioneers. As always. That being said, there's 4 from the door. No, indeed. I'm sorry. 4 from the store.
There you go.
Now, 1 from my door, which is actually a menagerie. Yes. It's a menagerie of 1 from my door. But this is my personal collection of hemp plastic material from over the years. That's mine. It is my hemp. I mentioned the little hemp rolling tray from Hempline, which is the name Hempline, I think, was originally, and then they kind of went to Greenco. And I don't know if they still do both Hempline and Greenco as far as the product line goes, but that is mine from home. All those tubes are mine from home. The grinders, there's little seed tubes. I haven't really used the seed tubes, but we don't sell those seed tubes in the store. But the little tiny seed tubes that are there over by the other Greenco stuff, that's a product of theirs that I have and could use if I had any seeds. Someday I'll store some precious hemp seeds in those in my own seed bank. And then you've got all the Green Spring stuff, including the tray that I picked up so many years ago. We met the hemp flag that I mentioned that's been in every show right there. One of those beach plaques, if you'll notice, sits right there and has been there since I got it in probably a couple months ago with a new special order from Green Springs Technologies. They do guitar picks, which is really kind of cool. Up front there, you'll see my nameplate. I got a hemp plastic nameplate. A name tag for both me and Mary, so when we're out doing shows or doing our thing, we can wear that and have hemp on, telling people who we are, and then I've got that injection molded pen in the front there that says Hemptations on it, and then if you look in the back, that pen in the back and that pen holder, which is also a card holder, if you'll see, that is, I'm pretty sure the original pen that I bought at NOCO and carry on my backpack. I've carried it on my backpack since then, and so that is my original hemp pen from back in the day. And once again, I carried it on my backpack. I carry my Hemptations one with me now, as you'll see in just a moment. But I carry the one I got at NOCO has been on my backpack. And of course, my hemp backpack goes everywhere with me with my hemp pen. And so that pen has traveled all over the world with me, or everywhere I've been since then, practically, as well. And so, again, these are the everyday products that I used that, once again, Noel and Mark both had an impact getting them to me. I mean, again, my hemp plastic collection would be next to nil, to be honest with you. If it wasn't for those two individuals, I just can't believe how much Noel and Mark both, it's just saddened me. And so there you have it, folks. The product spotlight, 4 from the store, 1 from my door on the High Noon Hemp Show.
Which, of course, always leads us to the best thing on Facebook. That's just the biggest, best, largest thing on Facebook. Yes, I can say that. You can try to quibble with me or get into some kind of legalities with me, but I don't think you'll win. Because I don't think you can prove that it's not the biggest, largest, bestest thing on Facebook officially is the beachwear segment, where Beach tells you how you should be dressing. Not in a preachy way, but just by example. You feel less than. You look at what you're wearing, like, what is this crap I'm wearing? When Beach looks like this. It is the beachwear segment, aka what are you wearing, Beach? The most important question of the day.
That's right, folks. If you woke up this morning and you asked yourself, what are you wearing in tribute to Noel and Mark? Here it is. Now you will find out. I've gone with the old black on black Hemptations hat. Again, you can just barely see that it is actually embroidered with Hemptations. That hat is embroidered with Hemptations. That's kind of the black on black look. Of course, I had to wear one of the Green Spring Technology shirts. Mark just sent me. Again, I will treasure these shirts for the rest of my life, of course. But he just sent me like one of every version of, and I've already worn one, I'm almost positive of, on an episode of the High Noon Hemp Show. These Green Spring Technologies, again, promoting their business and putting their logos in these really cool. There's one, it's like the Hemp Father, it's like a Godfather takeoff. And anyway, on a hemp shirt, it's always a great marketing idea to be able to put your business name on something and then have people want it because it's cool or looks neat or whatever. And so, I will always be honored by him, sending these over to me, making sure that I had one of each in one way or another. The shorts are I've got my head case boxers on. I've got my Prana shorts, and once again, if you look real close, I just mentioned it, right there in the pocket of my shorts is my Hemptations Green Spring Technologies pen, which I literally, if I have a pocket, literally carry on me and have been carrying on me every day for quite a while as well. And so a daily product, a daily hemp plastic product from Green Springs, and again is part of my daily life. I've got the Good Morning Company no-show socks and the old Saucony vegan line running shoes. So if you did wake up this morning to Beach, how are you going to honor Noel? How are you going to honor Mark? Well, it's by wearing all hemp, carrying some hemp plastic, and trying to represent them to celebrate their lives and the things that they have done. And so if you woke up and you said, what are you wearing, Beach? Now you know. There you have it.
Go forth, buy hemp clothing, and put it on.
It's true. It's true.
Segment.
So that's the lesson of the segment. Anybody can do it. I do it every day. It may take you 10, 15 years to get the collection that I have. But if you really dedicate yourself to buying hemp clothing or accessories when you need them, if, you need a new outfit, go on the internet, see if you can't find yourself a new hemp outfit. So the hemp socks, most of them I wear are either companies that we sell, which are online as well, or even on like Amazon or eBay. So, the real lesson, it's not my modeling skills or my photography skills.
Some of it is.
That make, what are you wearing, Beach? Such a great segment. But more just the fact that, I try to show that this is just everyday clothing and anybody can do it. And as I have said before, I'm sorry that I don't have a female model, but I can tell you this, if I had a female model, if I could have Summer on the show every week, she could wear a different hemp outfit every week. I am sure. So girls could also, women can also find hemp and hemp clothing and hemp styles out there to do the same. So, all right. Well, I knew we were going to go long. No tribute show should go short.
Yes.
So we'll jump through some events that are happening soon. Say one more farewell. And call it a day on the High Noon Hemp Show. Again, you can go to hemptations.com. We have all this stuff there. Page 1 is us and the events that we have. Page 2 has all the events that I mentioned on the High Noon Hemp Show, as well as a list of all the name brands that we sell. There's a CBD page now where you can go learn a little bit about our CBD products. We put our testing certificates up there, so you can see that type of stuff. And of course, go to YouTube, join the Jedi Hemp channel, be a part of that, follow that, and you can watch all the previous episodes of the High Noon Hemp Show on YouTube as well. And so, again, not too much going on. A week or so, we've got the Henry Clay Hemp Social down in Lexington. The day after that, August 28th, you've got a hemp field day. There is a hemp field day right now going on, but if you're not there, then you're probably not there. On the 28th, you've got the hemp field day at the Cedar Meadow Farm in Holtwood, Pennsylvania. So if you're interested in going out and learning about hemp farming, that's Holtwood, Pennsylvania, the Cedar Meadow Farm. August 29th, the day after that, if you want to head over to Indiana, you can go to the Benham Farm Hemp Field Day, which is in Ripley County, Indiana. I will have to say that they want you to reserve a site tomorrow. So if you are interested in this Benham Farm Hemp Field Day, which is going to happen in about a week, you should get over to, I don't know where to, just Google it, or I'm not sure how you want to do that, but they want your reservation by tomorrow. Man, I don't know why I haven't filled this out yet, but I know Katie Moyer is speaking on September 8th, and I know all the information is on the second page of the website. And I think it's not in Kentucky. So, again, I know she's traveling to another state, maybe Pennsylvania. I'm not sure where, but she is well worth listening to. Again, she's been a hemp farmer in Kentucky since the inception of the new program in 2014. September 14th, you've got the Holistic Hemp Festival in Wharton, West Virginia. They're growing over there, and so that sounds like a fun holistic hemp festival in Wharton, West Virginia. And then September 8th, finishing up the month in Ohio, we've got the Hemp Farm Summit right here in Pickaway County Fairgrounds, Circleville, Ohio. And I know that's going to be a big event for those in Ohio that are interested in growing hemp here in 2020. I being included in that. And so that's everything running up through September.
Also, I want to mention in the chat area, Amy posting the Cincinnati Reef Conference this Saturday. She's going to be speaking about her run for City Council in Norwood. CincinnatiReefConference.com. If you want to check that out.
That is correct. Yes, it's not, I guess It's not hemp related, and so
reef
that's why I
related.
didn't mention that. But it is reef related, and it is put on. I think it's being put on by uh, again some cannabis warriors that I have a lot of respect for as well. And so yeah, if you're in the Cincinnati area, get down there. Listen to Amy what she's running for Norwood City Council. So if you're in Norwood, District 5, not District 5, but something 5,
I want to
then
say
vote for
Ward
Amy.
4, but now I'm not sure.
Ward 4? Maybe it is Ward. Amy,
Maybe
what is
Amy
it?
will correct us in
Anyway.
the chat area before we leave.
now that we've completely messed it up and
Confuse
confused
everyone.
everyone.
Desperately
out
search
there.
for Amy's name on your ballot.
We do
find
have
it.
2 months. Yeah, we do have 2 months to get it. But again, true cannabis warrior moving things forward in the area, and so we'll keep you up to date on Amy's. Amy's running for city council.
Ward 4. Ward 4 officially.
There we have it. Ward 4. For those keeping up.
We're trying to derail the campaign.
Yeah, that's right. It's getting too close to be messing things up, but trust me, there'll be some people in Norwood trying to confuse you. I don't know. So anyway, again, folks, Nova and Shake and Mark Linde passed away recently. This show is all about them more than anything. They were hemp plastic pioneers. Again, I think they will forever live in the legacy of what they did while they were alive. We'll miss Mark the most, I think, because we needed a lot more time with him to make a lot more changes. Noel was with us with the movement, with the being a cannabis warrior for a long time. And I know that, in his passing, we should remember how fortunate anyone was that benefited by what he did over his cannabis warrior life. And so once again, they will be sadly missed, but never forgotten. Never forgotten. Their products and their legacies will live on forever in the hemp world. And so, as always, reduce, reuse, recycle. Make everything else out of hemp, including plastic. Having temptations.
We'll see you all next time for Season 5.
Dun, dun, dun.